So we're doing another live review because the film we just saw was another film festival entry and doesn't have any
What was
footage.
the festival called?
This was the Fear New York City Film Festival.
Fear NYC.
Yeah, there you go. One of the 3 major horror film festivals that New York does in October. So good on you.
Shocktober. Scary movie festathon.
So we just came from Red Letters, which was a no-budget religious thriller, I would call it.
Yeah, it was very religious,
Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
Well, from the start, it started off really strong, and there's this whole found footage sequence, and the way that the titles are cut in, it builds drama really well, and it sets you up for this really. It sets you up really well.
Yeah, I would say actually that was one of the bigger disappointments because the opening scene was so well timed that I was a little disappointed that it didn't stay found footage for the rest of the movie.
Once the opening sequence ended, the action sort of started to peter off. And that's, I think, my biggest problem. It turned into Clerks with a heavy religious bent and not enough action, not enough drama.
Yeah, it was a very dialogue-heavy movie.
Yeah.
When it didn't need to be. It wasn't bad because of that, but it definitely could have. It definitely spent way too much time explaining things.
Yeah. They always talk about when you make a film, don't talk, show.
Yeah.
Right. And this film, unfortunately, spent a lot of time chit-chatting about whatever their intended premise was, talking about the devil rather than creating a sense of dread about the devil who was coming after them,
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair. It was very entertaining. It was an entertaining film. I had a good time watching it. And it doesn't outstay its welcome. It's definitely one of those films that knows what it is and knows what its audience is. It didn't wear out its welcome.
Yeah. I mean, it took you into a creepy place, and there were some creepy moments, and creepy things happened.
Yeah, I will say actually the one thing I will really give them is that they managed to make that just garage, warehouse, whatever that location was, that was a fairly creepy location on the outside. Just that parking area with the 2 doors, and then there's the door to the entrance. I kept waiting for something to happen there. It was a setup that had a lot of potential to it, or the opportunity for something creepy to happen.
They made excellent use of their location, and apparently the way that they produced this is they had the locations, and then something fell through, and then they shot this on the fly. So for that, they really accomplished a lot in a short amount of time.
I do also think that it's a little unfair to rate this on the same scale as the other films that I've watched for October, because those are all, if not big budget films, decently budgeted films. I think probably the cheapest one I watched was Cthulhu, and I would assume that was probably in the $40,000 range. So this was a no budget film. So I don't think it's fair to judge it in the same manner or as strictly as the other ones do, because they had they were much more limited in their resources.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is they made use of their resources really well, and the talent and the dynamic between the actors was really strong.
You could tell that they were friends.
Yeah.
It wasn't shocking when they walked up together and oh yeah, we've known each other for years.
They had it. They built it up really well, and then the actor who played the homeless sort of crazy guy he came really hard with it. So I want to give him a shout out right now.
So what would you rate this?
It was a journey. They hip hopped the shit out of it, which means they took what they had and they made the best product they could with what they had, and that's honorable. I'm gonna give it a strong 3 skull and crossbones.
Yeah, so I think 3 out of 5 is a fair score for it.